Hi guys, happy Friday. It's another episode of Love, Sex, Lies, and Reality Talks, and today I really want to dive into grief. Why grieving is one of the toughest things that we have to go through in life. If you've ever lost a loved one, if you've ever lost a child, if you've ever been through a breakup or a divorce, grief is required. And it's one of the toughest things that we would have to do while still breathing and living in our life's journey. Grieving, nobody wants to lose anyone that we love, either parents, either child, either friend, either husband, either brother. But grief happens so that we can be reawakened into living life while we still have the gift of it. And it's hard because you've had so much relationship built up with the person that you're grieving, and um, especially if it's a spouse, and that relationship was solid in a way where you were so into each other that you never saw it coming. And grief doesn't really give us a notice. Death happens at any time when the time of the person is up, when that person's time is up. And it's something we don't have control over. But what we have control over is the ability to go through the grieving process, the ability to learn through the grieving process, the ability to hold on to the memories and the lessons that we've learned from those people and begin to live our lives again. It will take a while. It depends on how long you grieve. To begin the healing process, it will take a while for you to adjust back to norm. And norm may never even happen for some people. And that's just the way life is. And as somebody that has gone through grief myself and lost loved ones, including children, I wanted to share this from a space of coaching others who have gone through the grieving process and who have lost loved ones as well. The first stage of grief is the denial and the numbness. You find yourself just in a freeze mode. You're wondering what the heck just happened. Is it true that this person passed on? You wake up the next day and you're like, I still want to call this person. I still want to talk to this person. I still don't believe this person is gone. And you're ramming through your phone. Sometimes you may even text. Sometimes you may even do the phone call. Sometimes you may even go and try to visit, but you realize it's now the reality. And you're in that numb state. And that numb state may take a long time if you're not processing the grief, if you're not going through the grieving process. So you stay in that numb state and you step into the second stage of grief, which is where you have the outburst of emotions. You start getting angry. You start, irrational thinking and behavioral issues show up. And it's just like you can't just take it. It's not sinking. There's no place for it to sink. You're just angry within. And you start having outbursts of emotions. You start, reacting to other people than processing. And so when you start having the outburst, it may also change your behavior and lead to other behavioral issues without you being consciously aware of it. And then the third step is the separation anxiety phase, where you're struggling to separate yourself from that person because it's hard. The relationship was so strong that you just can't see yourself going away. In the case of relationships, is sometimes you're texting, you're calling, you're pleading, you're begging, you're chasing because you're still trying to seek, closure. And that closure may never come. And so that's why sometimes the struggle with the separation anxiety goes on and on, because we're seeking closure and closure is just not nearby anywhere. And it's in the process of closure that the fourth step happens, which is the emptiness and the loneliness, where you may have anxiety, you may have depression, you may have sadness, you may experience sadness, and the emotions just continue to go on. And you may find yourself even resulting in drinking or taking other things on that are not keeping you healthy. And so a lot of people lose themselves at the fourth stage of grieving, which is the emptiness and loneliness stage. And you may find yourself just repeating patterns and cycles that may never come to fruition or never lead you to a healthy lifestyle. But the truth is, you have to come to step 5, accept the truth of what is, what has happened, what has occurred, um, and take it all in and say, you know what, this is reality. And that's the tough part, to accept the truth. I'm saying that as somebody who has had 4 miscarriages in my life, and you have to look at it as, oh, seventh month, and you have to come to accept the truth. And it is at that point that I wrote my article that's gone viral, Let Go of Anything That No Longer Serves You. Because if you hold on to it, you're going to hoard pain. You're going to hold on to things that only bring you sadness, things that only bring you negative emotions and not help you heal. And I've also lost my dad. So that took a toll on me because I couldn't see the grave. I couldn't attend the funeral. I was seeking closure, but I never got closure. But God gave me the closure that I need when I started healing. And accepting the truth is one of the things that will really help you, own the moment, live in the moment. The truth is, you can't change the past, right? The past is gone. What are you going to do in the present moment? Leave. Look at the memories that you've built, the positive memories, the impact that person has in your life, the lessons that person has taught you, everything you've learned in a positive way from that situation. And sometimes when we hold on to things that we don't have control over, like death, we don't allow ourselves to see the blessing in it. The blessing that that person's time is over, the blessing that we're still here, still with the gift of life, and we can learn to move on and live a life with purpose and in truth, and not doing anything that will take us off the life's purpose that God has given us. And then you look at it as, if I can apply the lessons, then every single day I wake up, I will hold on to something positive that I've learned from that person and then apply it daily to my life. For me, when it came to the pregnancy, the miscarriages, one of the things I say now, and I joke with my friends about, is I'm glad I didn't have all those children, because children can be expensive. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's the reality. Having children can be expensive. And I'm grateful for the one that God has given me, that's living and breathing. And I joke about it now. And then I lost a very close friend of mine, a childhood friend of mine too. That was tough because that was my top confidant that I could go to anytime. Anything you say to that person about anyone remains with them, and it's not shared across. And that was one of the lessons that I learned from that my friend passing away, to where if you're my friend, and I mean a friend, I'm not talking about acquaintances, whatever you share with me stays with me. And if other people come and talk to me about you, I'm like, that's your relationship with them, not mine. So my relationship with them is different. And that lesson really helped me, redefine my inner circle and help me kind of focus on the people that I allow into my life going forward. And that is still one of the hard ones that I'm releasing gradually. And one of the reasons why it's hard is that's my go-to person anytime where I pick up a call and I say, hey, we could talk midnight, we could talk any time of the day. Dame Sifash, continue to rest in God's bosom. But it's tough when you have somebody like that and then you lose that friendship, especially from childhood, and you're trying to just move on. I couldn't even delete the number from my phone. I still have the telephone number of my phone, and I still look at it. And then I lost a cousin of mine, Kemi, who's also my namesake, who was very close to me. And we were always in each other's space every single day. And when she passed, it was hard on me because she was like my twin. And sometimes now I still look at it as, what did I learn so much from her? Because she died very young. She died without children. And one of the things I learned from her was, even though she was going through, you never saw it on her face. And so every time I go through, people don't even know I'm going through anything, because she gave me the courage to build that resilience and to really find my footings when I'm going through life, and that helped me really, do well. And then with the loss of the children, that was the hardest for me, especially when you have um, something growing within you and you were looking at the ultrasound. It was hard for me to let go of the ultrasound pictures. But when God gave me let go of anything that no longer serves you, and I literally wrote that article you can find on my website, I really sat down and I said to myself, if I don't release this, I can't receive anything else. And so one of the things you learn about the lessons you learn about grief is that when you release, you're able to receive what God has for you. But if you're not releasing what is gone, how can you receive what is to be and what is here now? You have to let go so that you can take in what God has for you, because what God has for you is for you. But if you're not receiving it at the time He has it for you, you may be putting yourself in a place where you're self-sabotaging and you're blocking your own blessings. So today I want to encourage you, if you're grieving, take time, find people that are in your life that can support your grieving process. Not everybody understands grief. If they've never had a loss in their life, it's very hard for them to understand what grief is. And so find people that have experienced the grief that you're going through, because grief is different. It's different when you've gone through a divorce. I've been there. It's different when you lose a child. I've been there. It's different when you lose a friend. I've been there. It's different when you lose a parent. And I've been there. So you have to know the people that you're surrounding yourself with that can support you when you're going through the grieving process, because not everybody feels what you feel. Your feelings are yours and they're valid. And so don't never allow anyone to invalidate your feelings, because your feelings are for you. And so if you've had a breakup, if you've had a divorce, grieve. If you've lost a loved one, take time to grieve. Nobody can tell you how long it will take for you to grieve. You are the only one who knows how long you need to grieve. And so don't let people rush you to grieve based on their advice. You're a different person. You're unique in your own ways, and God created you that way for a purpose. And so take the time to go through the 6 stages of grieving: denial, numbness, outbursts of emotions, separation, anxiety, emptiness, and loneliness, accepting the truth and learning the lessons. And as you go through it, don't leave yourself behind. Wake up each day acknowledging the gift of life that you've been given, because God is still giving you a chance to do the work in your own space and to heal yourself so that you can step into the newness, receive the grace that is giving you, and give yourself the grace as well. Give yourself grace. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself through the process. And remember to never stop loving while living. When you stop loving, you stop living. When you stop living, it means it's time to go back to the Maker. But while God is still giving you life and breath, grieve, heal, do the work, and move on in newness, because trees don't hold back to dead leaves. They release them. Release whatever is not meant to be in your life. Don't hoard pain. Don't hoard trauma, because those will really take you off the course of your journey and make you weaker than you developing the inner strength that you need to forge ahead and take the stumbling blocks, turning them to stepping stones for your own greatness. Remember, the only one who can stop you is you.